Here with a midday update around 1 o'clock on the 14th of March. Pi Day 2019. Trying to stay awake here. Give you just a couple of minutes of a quick rundown on what we've done since we last talked. This was a chart that I was looking at yesterday's RTH range. We felt we'd have an inside day for now. And let's use the boundaries from yesterday's highs to that 24 area as our traditional resistance, 23.75, 24. And we said aggressively make sure you're done by that 21. We talked about 21 to 22 on the long side. And obviously this 8, kind of a in-between area. Got the gap obviously way back down in here. Wasn't thinking that big today, was just thinking if we could get a shake and bake, try to get the gap closed, but don't think about a big upside push. So that's what we've been thinking and got that. Got a nice whack-a-mole type trade, and now we're in the lunch trade. And you can see how our expectation has come back and test this 15 to 16 area. So it looks like a little triangle. Lower highs, higher lows, and kind of a meaningless formation, realistically, just a go nowhere theta burn type day. Tunnel through time, trying to hold back in here at that 8 to 9 area. We're obviously overdone and we're consolidating. That's the way I'm reading this right now. Primary fighting range in the predictive zone is 12.5 and 22.25. And most of the trade you can see contained right here. Base building at this high level. And if we cannot hold the base, then obviously we come backwards and test into the green box. For now, range type trading, if you choose, we've suggested do not overtrade, especially at lunch. And we can see very little energy back here underneath the 12.5. And basis this chart, you can see why we felt that 5.25, 5.5 is a potential support target. And we can also see where this 16 comes in right now. This seems to be an important zone for the longs to hold and defend. And we think that's probably right where it needs to be for now. And obviously, anybody coming short side, looking to make sure you're thinking small. We have not produced anything large since this really good poke. But it's time to think a little bit more conservatively about the long side, my feeling. $10-minute chart, Globex. First time back today. We may start to chew that as time goes on, but for now, that's the chart that has caught my eye and suggests to me that got to respect that when we get backwards. And then if you pop the next one, it's going to be a 15. And you can see how this will start to migrate up, have not touched that. So it gives me some reasonable confidence that any pullbacks, you've got to break this 5 area. So currently, that's my thinking. 5 is our primary support today. And our order flow chart shows us just how little energy we've got. This 14 is going to be a big idea, not only in this chart's work, but in our work as well. We think right now this is as long as they're trying to defend the 12 to 14, and if they can't, then we can come backwards and do a little bit more probing south side. And shorts, we feel, need to beat this zone. That's the primary zone. We think that longs need to defend or else we can slip backwards. And this is NQ. And I've obviously taken the liberty of taking yesterday's range and then extending it into today's range. So it's like a 2-day chart and showing the middle from yesterday as holding right now as support. Yesterday's high holding as resistance, and we're range trading the upper half of this range. Note also that on the bounces, we've made lower lows and lower highs currently. And step by step, it seems to be respecting these levels. So here's your 40 back, here's your 50 back, here's your 60 back. So primary support's got to be this guy right here, back in here at that 53 to 52 area. That breaks, then we open the door to deeper pullback. And one last chart. This is the RTH chart. And we can see generally how we're probing the middle from the RTH values. Very, very narrow range day today and not a lot of energy. Suggested to our traders, very small if you're playing. We can hit bounces, but don't think about them as going crazy. Primary trade was actually up this morning. That was the largest range. So anything coming backwards until we take out the low is considered a contra. And we've suggested make sure that you're paid coming into 14 to 12. We think that's the key area today. And last chart. Here's the 2-day for the ES. And you can see why we felt that 7.5 to 8 area needs to be respected first time back. And we've had retest failure so far on the bounce, lower highs. Still not enough information here to say we think a big trade is coming. We don't. We think right now you're best avoiding trouble and risk two, make two type of trading. All right, have a good afternoon.